Hello and welcome. Today is baking day at the Versatile Vegan headquarters, and today I'll be making the ultimate brownies, which is from possibly my favorite baking book. It's called the 100 Best Vegan Baking Recipes, and this is like the Bible. It's so good. Like everything in here I've ever made has turned out amazing, and I am like really notorious for accidentally like having half the ingredients and doubling other parts, and it always turns out great no matter how much I try and mess it up. So yeah, so today we're going to make the ultimate brownie, and we're going to start by buttering with our margarine our 8x8 baking pan. So, and our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So we're just going to do a good coat, because it says or parchment paper, so that means that it's really important that you really get everywhere. Sides too. And I love baking, but like I have gained weight just from this week of all this cooking I've been doing. And so these are going to go to my neighbor, who actually helped me to get into my dream school, University of Washington. So yeah, that's why I love baking, is because people just get so excited when you make them things. And our next step is to sift together our flour, right here, our baking powder, and our salt. So baking, even more than other cooking, is like science, okay? You have to like look at the top of this and see that it is perfectly level, and make sure you don't like spill a little salt, which I might, nope, I'm good. And just if it says 3/4 a cup of flour, it does not mean 3/4 minus like a teaspoon, okay? It means 3/4 a cup of flour. So I'm gonna get a bowl over here. Oh, so noisy. And in goes our flour, sitting here, and our salt, and our fourth teaspoon of baking powder. So in they go. So I don't have a sifter because it broke, because if you buy a crappy sifter, it will break in like 3 or 4 sifting jobs. So I'm just going to whisk it together really well, which, kind of goes against my science comment, but what are you going to do? We're going to set that aside. So next step is we're going to be like using not a double boiler, but like kind of a double boiler to melt our chocolate. Do not ever put water in chocolate. It will seize up and you will hate yourself. So 2 pans that fit together. This one is our double boiler. You can see the bottom of this, it's like, oops, the bottom of this is like, don't put this on the stovetop. If you live with your parents, they will murder you. It ruins it. You can see this one has been placed for a moment on the stovetop. So we're going to put some water in here, and we're going to bring it to a simmer. So let's do that. So while our water is simmering, we're going to, in a large bowl, mix our ground flaxseed and water with an electric hand mixer for 2 minutes, or until the mixture is very frothy and the texture seems to be a little gooey. And now, with our electric hand mixer, we shall mix. Okay, so that took like 5 minutes, whatever. Now we're going to go back to our water, and we're going to add our, 3rd cup of chocolates, and margarine, and baking cocoa. So I'll have to do that. So, chocolate, margarine, and baking cocoa, which is right here. And off to the stove we go. So you're gonna stir until smooth, and then let it cool slightly. So this is what you want your chocolate to look like. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just very liquidy. So we're gonna let this sit and cool. Our chocolate is now slightly cooled, and we're gonna pour it into this mixture. Oh, this smells good. And we mix. And our sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, and tiny little air bubbles, and it's just like you'll just see like a little pop, but just so small, like a pinprick small. So that's how you know you're done. Next, we're gonna add our dry ingredients. Chocolate chips. Ooh, and you have your brownie mix, which looks delicious, I might add. So yeah. So thank you for joining me today. These brownies are going to be delicious. And I mean, they're not the easiest thing to make, but totally worth it. Perfect thing to give to someone who got you into your favorite college. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. We will be making, I don't know, you're gonna have to check back and see.